Most people get this wrong when starting a company in Madagascar. They think it is only about filling forms and getting a registration number. But here's the truth no one tells you. The real process is not just registration. It is structure, legal preparation, and understanding how the system works before you even submit your first document. Now, imagine this. Alex, an entrepreneur from Antananarivo, wants to start a small import business. He is excited and thinks he can register quickly and start operating in a few days. But then he runs into delays. His documents are rejected. His tax registration is incomplete, and his business bank account is delayed. This is where most beginners get stuck. In this guide, I will walk you step by step through how to start a company in Madagascar in 2026. You will learn the legal structure, registration process, required documents, tax system, licensing rules, and the common mistakes that slow down most new entrepreneurs. And stay with me, because in a minute, I'll show you the simplest company structure most successful entrepreneurs in Madagascar use to avoid delays and reduce compliance problems from the start. Let's begin with the foundation. To start a company in Madagascar, you first need to understand the legal authority responsible for business registration. In Madagascar, company formation is handled through the Economic Development Board of Madagascar, also known as EDM, along with the commercial registry system. This is where all formal businesses are registered and recognized by law. But here's where things get interesting. Before you even think about registration, you must choose the correct legal structure. This decision affects everything: taxes, liability, ownership, and even how fast you can grow. In Madagascar, the most common business structures include sole proprietorships, limited liability companies, and partnerships. But most serious entrepreneurs choose a limited liability company because it provides legal separation between personal and business assets. Now let's make this simple. Imagine John wants to open a small construction supply business. If he registers as a sole proprietor, he and the business are legally the same entity. That means if the business has debt, John is personally responsible. But if John registers a limited liability company, the company becomes a separate legal entity. That means the company is responsible for its own obligations, not John personally. This protection is one of the biggest reasons entrepreneurs choose this structure. But here's the problem. Many beginners rush this decision. They choose the simplest option instead of the correct one. Later, when they want to expand or bring in investors, they realize their structure limits them. So step 1 is simple, but powerful. Choose the right structure based on long-term goals, not short-term convenience. Now let's move to the next step, which is company name reservation. In Madagascar, you cannot register a company without first reserving a unique business name. This ensures no two companies operate under the same identity. You submit several name options for approval. For example, Alex might submit Indian Ocean Logistics, Madagascar Trade Solutions, and Tana Global Imports. Now here's where most people make mistakes. They choose names without thinking about branding, international use, or digital presence. A name might be legally available but weak in the market. So a smart entrepreneur chooses a name that is legally acceptable and commercially strong. Once your name is approved, you move to the next step, which is company registration. This is where you officially create your legal entity. You submit documents such as articles of association, shareholder details, director information, and registered office address. Now let's slow down here because this part is very important. A limited liability company in Madagascar must have at least one director. It can also have shareholders who own the company. In small businesses, the same person is often both director and shareholder. But here's where it gets interesting. Ownership structure matters a lot. For example, Alex may own 70% of the company, while his partner owns 30%. This must be clearly documented in the incorporation papers. If you make mistakes here, future disputes become difficult to solve. Next, you need a registered office address in Madagascar. This is where official legal documents will be sent. It must be a physical address, not just a mailing point in most cases. Now here's a common issue. Many entrepreneurs think they can register without a local presence. In reality, a valid local address is often required to complete registration successfully. After submitting your documents and paying the required fees, the authorities review your application. If everything is correct, you receive a certificate of incorporation. This confirms your company legally exists. But here is the truth most beginners miss. Registration is not the finish line. It is only the beginning of your compliance journey. Now let's talk about taxation. Every company in Madagascar must register with the tax authority. This is where your tax identification number is issued. You will typically register for corporate income tax, and depending on your business size, you may also register for VAT. But here is the problem many new entrepreneurs face. They delay tax registration until they start earning money. This leads to penalties and compliance issues later. So the smart approach is simple. Complete tax registration immediately after incorporation. Now let's talk about business licenses. Depending on your business activity, you may need additional permits. For example, import businesses, restaurants, transport companies, and financial services often require sector-specific approvals. This is where many entrepreneurs get surprised. They think company registration is enough, but regulated industries require additional licenses. Let's take Sarah as an example. She opens a small food business in Antananarivo. She completes company registration but forgets health permits and municipal approvals. She is forced to pause operations until compliance is completed. This delay could have been avoided. So always check licensing requirements before you start operating. Now let's move to banking, which is another important step. Once your company is registered, you will need a business bank account. Banks in Madagascar usually require incorporation documents, identification of directors, proof of address, and sometimes a business plan. Here's where it gets interesting. Different banks have different approval timelines. Some accounts are opened quickly, while others take longer due to documentation issues. So preparation is very important. Now let's talk about foreign investors because this is critical. Madagascar allows foreign ownership in many sectors, but some industries may have restrictions or require local participation. If you are a foreign entrepreneur, you may also need residence or work permits depending on your role. Now here is something most people miss. Company registration is separate from immigration status. Owning a company does not automatically give you the right to live or work in Madagascar. So both systems must be planned together. Now let's talk about compliance after registration. Once your company is active, you must file annual returns and tax declarations. This ensures your company remains legally active and compliant. But here is the problem. Many small business owners forget ongoing compliance because they focus only on starting the business. Later, they face penalties, or even deregistration. So think of compliance as maintenance, not a one-time step. Now, let's talk about timelines. Name reservation usually takes a few days. Company registration can take several days to a couple of weeks depending on document accuracy. Tax registration is usually quick if everything is complete. Banking can vary depending on the institution. So realistically, a smooth setup in Madagascar can take 1 to 3 weeks if everything is properly prepared. Now, here is a powerful insight most beginners ignore. The speed of your registration process depends more on preparation than the system itself. Most delays come from incomplete documents or incorrect information. So the real secret is simple. Prepare everything before you submit anything. Now let's bring everything together. To start a company in Madagascar, you begin with choosing your structure. Then you reserve your company name. After that, you submit incorporation documents and receive your certificate. Next, you register for taxes. Then you apply for any required licenses. After that, you open a business bank account and maintain ongoing compliance through annual filings. Each step builds on the previous one. If you skip one, the system becomes unstable later. And here is the final takeaway you need to remember. Starting a company is not just paperwork. It is building a legal and financial foundation that protects your business, supports growth, and keeps you compliant as you scale. So if you are planning to start a business in Madagascar in 2026, focus on structure, preparation, and compliance, not just fast registration. Now you understand the full process from start to finish. You know how to choose a structure, register your company, handle taxes, secure licenses, and stay compliant. If this guide helped you, make sure to like the video, leave a comment with your business idea, and subscribe for more country-by-country business guides like this. It could be the difference between starting confused and starting correctly.